Okay, we're live. Right, okay, let's see how quickly I can aggravate people. I'm probably going to make a lot of people angry, but you know what? Screw it. Yeah. I'm going to make a lot of people angry. Brilliant.
Oh, well.
Yep, we're going to make people angry. Let's do it. Oh boy, what am I doing with my life right now? Ace trains, scooter. Yep. Right. Okay, where do we start? Oh god, the Thomas and Friends 2000. The 2010s for Thomas and Friends were interesting to say the least. I mean, we had CGI coming in, which was pretty good. You know, I enjoyed it. CGI was a nice touch. Obviously, I grew up with the phase where models were still used, but the CGI faces came in, which I liked. It was nice. But 2009, obviously, we get Hero of the Rails. I found that okay. It was a good film. Spencer being the bad guy was kind of nice, you know. See a steam engine. I mean, that was quite cool. But it did have downsides, like horrifically. Like that's all I can say. I mean, there were some major problems, yeah, but I didn't really mind. Yeah, Hero of the Rails overall was a really good film. It was touching. I liked it. Hero, I mean, he was meant to like go away, but I mean, he's appeared like every damn season since. So much for going away to Japan, the mainland, wherever Hero lives. Where does Hero live? We've seen him on the mainland, but does he live in England or is he just like on loan to Japan or something? I'm confused. He's obviously a Japanese loco. He speaks with a Japanese accent, so he's Japanese. Um, Oh god. Then 2010, we get the worst film ever. We get Misty Island Rescue. Oh boy, where do we start with this movie? The logging locos killed me. Like I physically couldn't with them. They were so annoying. Like I hated them so much. I wanted the logging locos to burn. Like, oh god. I mean, the fact that fair enough, Thomas, you know, he's trying to be a hero, I guess. But when you think about it, it's kind of stupid at the end of the day. I mean, oh god, right. The rhyming, seriously. Why? Right. Seriously, is it blooming the ABCs or Thomas the Tank Engine we're dealing with here? I can't. I'm going to try not to swear, but it might push me over the edge with this. It's really annoying. Anyway, what came after that? Oh yeah, Day of the Diesels. I'm actually going to release a video on Day of the Diesels, like what I thought about it. But Day of the Diesels was okay. I mean, the visual effects of the smoke was stunning, but the plot, really. Percy, I think Percy may actually have been on his period through that because I'm sorry, I may have just offended a lot of people there with Percy, but I think he was on his period. I mean, seriously, he thought that Thomas had replaced him, and Thomas was such a rude git. I mean, Percy was gonna cry. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. My dad still annoys me by whenever I say something right, he pulls up. Oh god. Ugh, Ferdinand. That's right. But yeah, Day of the Diesels. Diesel 10 being the bad guy. That was epic. Don't get me wrong, Diesel 10 is the ultimate villain. He has a claw. I mean, literally, he could just kill you with that thing. I've seen some parodies where he actually murders people with that thing. So, you know, Diesel 10, come at me, bro. I'll fight you. Yeah, Diesel 10, though. Neil Crone portrayed him interesting in Thomas and the Magic Railroad, where he's angry, aggressive, and he wants to kill the Lost Engine. In Day of the Diesels, he's manipulative. He's quite calm, but does lose the rag a few times. He tries to stay calm, but sometimes he just loses it. Yeah, that's fun, I guess. I'm sorry. There's a scene with Salty where he goes, wow, and he goes cross-eyed. I don't know if it's the cross-eye or the laugh, but something about that scene just... Oh god, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, so overall, that was a pretty nice film. You know, Belle and Flynn were kind of stupid characters in my opinion, but they were good in the end. They had some good episodes after that. And now we come on to my favourite film, Blue Mountain Mystery. I didn't like it at first, but when I watched it a few times, it was amazing. The thing with Luke, where he's worried about being sent away, is pretty good. Diesel's the bad guy, you know, that's a classic. Devious Diesel back at it again with a #1 diss track on his boy Luke. Yeah, it was good, you know. Lots of brilliant visual effects. The fact that Luke was so traumatized, and you know what, up the Irish. I'm proud to have an Irish engine on the show. Fair enough. You know, we don't get many accents. We have like Donald Douglas for Scottish. We get an Irish. We get two Irish, and we get two engines who sound Irish afterwards, but we'll go into them later. Ace Trains. I love Blue Mountain Mystery. If you don't love Blue Mountain Mystery, you have no soul, straight up. Anyway, I'd like to introduce someone onto the podcast, actually. Cameron Shearer, hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So what have your thoughts been on Thomas the Tank Engine, like, overall?
Well, I was never really into Thomas and Friends that much, but since being friends with you, I picked up quite a bit of information, actually.
Yeah, I mean... So, I found the show good. Like, as I said earlier on the stream, I found it good. But back with Blue Mountain Mystery. Yeah, it was a good film. I couldn't argue with it. There was nothing faulting that film. Paxton, like that scene where he just goes, "Ow," makes me laugh still to this day. And Thomas and Friends, it's not easy, it's not hard to get a smile out of me with Thomas and Friends, like up to this point, because I liked all the films pretty good at that point. I think the only films that I didn't like at this point were, oh wow, oh for God's sake, get him off the stream. Yeah, we're putting him in timeout. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. I had to quickly get rid of someone. But anyway, the point that I'm making here is that this was the downfall of Thomas the Tank Engine, no questions. Like, at this point, you know, I enjoyed it. It was good, but it had its downsides. That's all I can really say here. I mean, after this, we get King of the Railway, which is another good film. It's a banger. I loved it. You know, it was a good film. It was good. Yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Armchair fans unite. But anyway, King of the Railway, we get the Rocket, which is pretty awesome. Since, you know, Steven's a nice character. I don't know his voice actor. I need to Google that, but whoever it is portrays him perfectly. I can't argue with it. You know, like, it was good. But yeah, Blue Mountain Mystery. We get Millie. I mean, a French engine. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, you know, like, the thing I don't like is that they reuse Lady's whistle for Millie. Because Millie is obviously similar to Lady, but Lady is a standard gauge engine. For those of you who don't know Lady, go watch Thomas and the Magic Railroad. What are you doing? Anyway, back to King of the Railway. They use Lady's whistle, and it does sound quite nice with Millie. Oh yeah, Spencer and King of the Railway. That's hilarious. I loved it. Yeah, Ace Train's King of the Railway is a good film. You know, this was the golden age for Thomas and Friends. I think this was the final film which I loved. After this, I call it the beginning of the end for Thomas and Friends because it got horrible at this point. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. Like, it was all right, you know. So after this, I think we get Tale of the Brave, which was horrible, absolutely horrible. I hated it. People liked it. I absolutely bottom of the bunch for me. Worse than Missy Island Rescue. The plot is so ridiculous. Once again, Percy's on his period or something. Blooming thinking that, like, Thomas is rejecting him or something. Oh my God, man love here. Jesus, am I right, Cameron?
Yes.
The man love is ridiculous. But yeah, it's absolutely obscene. Data is a nice engine. I mean, the Tale of the Brave, like, this is our song, The Tale of the Brave. is good. I liked it. I mean, it had a good message, like with good friends will stay right by your side, tell you the truth, not tell you a lie, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we get it. But it was good, you know. It had some nice aspects. The animation was pretty good. I can't lie. I can't fault it. Oh, Ace Trains. Only good thing about Tale of the Brave is Bill and Ben. Can't argue with that. Bill and Ben, having them onto the show was amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I loved them. It was good to see them again, and the way they prank Thomas and Timothy. Timothy is a blue oil burning engine, by the way. At the start, is blooming hilarious. I can't. I know it's such like a petty prank, but I liked it. It was good. Yeah, I mean, you know, I enjoyed it. What else about Tale of the Brave? It was good. At some aspects, but the rest of it, I just didn't enjoy it. You know. The plot was kind of useless. I mean, Monsters Everywhere is an amazing song. You have to listen to it if you haven't already. Monsters Everywhere is an absolute class song, and there have been so many good times it's been used in fan films and things like that. It's a good song, you know. The music number for this film is incredible. It's just the storyline. It's portrayed horrifically. Marion is a nice character. I mean, she's stupid to the point of like obscenity, but she's an absolute dope. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen our fair share of stupid characters on the show, like Ferdinand or whatever. You know what I mean, Cameron?
Yeah.
I mean,
everything has a.
Yeah, I Love Monsters Everywhere is awesome. Yeah, it's brilliant. Monsters. All right, okay. I'm not breaking into song or anything. That we'll save that for another time, everybody. Woo! Monsters everywhere. But yeah, yeah, you know, Tale of the Brave. It wasn't that good. Like, it had good aspects, but I just didn't enjoy it. Like the scene at the end with the dinosaur and James freaks out. I mean, James is an absolute arse in this film, and it's good to see him get his comeuppance. You know, like Cameron, I don't think you've watched the film, have you?
Nope.
But James is an absolute arse in it. He's pulling jokes
like
up.
The bad type or the funny type?
The bad type. He is an arse.
Oh.
Yeah. James is a real arsewipe in this film, but you know, it was okay. It had its ups and downs, but I mean, the scene where James pranks Percy with the scrap monster is hilarious as well. I mean, it's got some good moments in it, but you know, it's kind of an average 5 out of 10. So yeah, it was okay. You know, I know I said it was bad, but now that I think about it, it's all right. You know. I'm literally changing my opinion as I go. What am I like? Boy. Anyway, we get The Adventure Begins next, but the UK dub is interesting because Keith Wickham is basically talking to himself. He's basically doing the whole script because Thomas and Friends is lazy. I mean, Keith Wickham does so many voices. I mean, he's ran out of voices though because Bert sounds like Sir Handel. Like, he's ran out of voices. Keith Wickham is officially out of voices. Me, however, I mean, you know, I've got a few good voices. So, yeah, Mr. A the Hedgehog called me up. Yeah, yeah, Mr. A the Hedgehog's a good YouTuber. Anyway, I'm away from him, so, you know, I don't want to get any bad attention. Anyway, yeah, Adventure Begins. I mean, Thomas's livery, I mean, green, that's so inaccurate. Everyone knows that Thomas the Tank Engine's original livery was brown. He was brown. Get it right. Honestly. Here I go, sound like a whiny armchair again. But still, he was brown. Was it that hard to do your research? Like, about 5 minutes of research. Thomas was brown. The LBSC Umber was brown. Not green. Oh, God. The number 70. This is interesting. The number 70, for those of you who don't know, was because it was the 70th anniversary of the Railway series, which is why they did that, you know? Logic. Am I right? Also, Henry was not in his old shape. True. Seriously, lads, get it right. Honestly, you muppets at Mattel. You absolute Mattel muppets. Just get it right. Henry, though, I mean, really could... I mean, in the first one, Henry is a bit of an arse about being scared of the rain, but in this one, He's a blooming wimp. I mean, Henry is not a wimp. Seriously. He's not a pussy. Get it right. Henry is not a wussy pussy. He is a strong engine, you know, physically and mentally. We've seen it before. Henry is balls. Just get it right, honestly. Some of the characters are portrayed very rudely here. I'm not joking. Henry is a wimp. You just do it right. Yeah, that's true, Ace. Well done. Yeah, I mean, there's a few other things that I hate about this film. The fact that the plot, I mean, yeah, it utilizes the Railway series, which, you know, is nice. I like it, yeah. But at the same time, some of it is horrific. Like, some bits in the film, I'm just like, I can't with this. Like, they really do my head in. Like, we get some scenes in this film which are disgraceful. Yeah, overall, The Adventure Begins. It was okay, but it could have been better. I'm not gonna give it too much, but it could have been better. Okay, I mean, how hard was it? Just like do Henry in his old shape, maybe change the plot, get some new actors because Keith Wickham talked to himself. Literally, I swear Keith Wickham went insane from that because he was literally speaking to himself. Oh god, he literally was. I can't. That scene. Oh god, oh Jesus. Anyway, let's get away from The Adventure Begins and let's move on to, I think it's, yeah, Legend of the Lost Treasure comes next. So Legend of the Lost Treasure, we get Ryan, we get Duck, Donald, Douglas, and Oliver coming back. I mean, like, hell yeah. And Daisy. I mean, like, yeah, let's come on, woo. Like, Cameron, I want to come on from you. Come on, do it.
Yes.
Do a come on.
Come on!
There we go. But yeah, it was good, you know, I liked it. I mean, Ryan, he's fan service. He's a popular character, but he was a bit over the top. I mean, he has a nice voice. He's trying to be a nice guy, but Thomas is an absolute vile moron to him. I mean, literally, Thomas is so mean in this film. Like, he causes an accident with the express coaches, said Topham Hatt goes off his nuts, and then we get, oh god, Ryan, though. He's like, hello, my name is Ryan. I mean, that's literally, like, the only thing he says. I mean, yeah, his voice is portrayed nicely. He's a good character. He has a nice render or design in this film. So yeah, I mean, he's detailed. He's nice looking. But yeah, overall, it was okay, I guess. The Great Race. I'll make it brief. I didn't like it. The plot, just everything about it. It's once again based off of a railway series story, The Great Railway Show. But this version, we don't see Mallard, Duchess of Hamilton, Iron Duke. We don't see the Rocket either. I mean, like, really? If you're going to base it off the book, at least do it right. Good God. I mean, oh, I can't. Ashima is ridiculous. She's got a nice render, but she's a ridiculous character. She is just fan service. With these characters, it's Gerald, Gator, fan service. Ryan, fan service. Ashima, mega fan service. Only good thing about The Great Race was Flying Scotsman. Debatable. Flying Scotsman, I like that scene with his smoke deflectors, but his face, it's ginormous. I thought Gordon had a big face. This guy must have a balloon for a face because it's huge. Good God. I've seen some stupid renders. The voice is nice. I mean, the voice is nice. Yes, it is Mathis. There's some good voices. There's some good voices, yeah. I mean, like, Scotsman's voice. Is that so? It's very nice. But, yeah, it could have been better, once again. I'm having a dig right now, but still. Yeah, The Great Race wasn't that good.
What comes next?
Oh, boy. Don't even get me started. Journey Beyond Sodor. My favourite. It's brilliant. You know, like... I actually liked it. I mean, the plot is kind of ridiculous, but we get Frankie as a villain. Sorry about that, viewers. Yeah. Anyway, right. Okay. So, where was I? Journey Beyond Sodor. This is the hottest place in town. Oh yes, brilliant song. Like it's got a nice little rock and roll feel to it. It's nice. I might I'm planning on making Journey Beyond Sodor custom characters, since the wood ones are kind of ridiculous. Merlin, obviously, he's a nice character. Hugh Bonneville, what a guy. We get Hugh Bonneville. I'm over the moon with that. Hi, Cameron, do you know who Hugh Bonneville is?
Can't say I do. No, sorry.
He's in Paddington, basically. That's what he's most famous for. But Hugh Bonneville plays Merlin. What I like is that Hugh Bonneville's face is Hugh Bonneville's face is utilized as Merlin's face. Like they scanned his face and put it on Merlin. And his voice, I mean, once again, Merlin is an absolute idiot. But it's funny. He's a doofus. Like it's like with Marion, it's funny, you know? Like, oh yeah, Journey Beyond not Journey. With Legend of the Lost Treasure, I forgot about the little engines. They're amazing. Never overlook a little engine, guys. It's amazing. I loved it. Anyway, back to Journey Beyond Sodor. There's a few too many songs for my liking. It's literally about a song every 5 minutes. But you know what? Like,
more of a musical.
Yeah, it's a bit of a musical. You know, Hugh Bonneville's an expert at that, but still, that's not the point. It wasn't that great. Like, the songs were amazing. I loved all the only song I didn't like was Who's Thomas. I mean, really. It's like the same logic with Family Guy and Peter Griffin says Ace Train. It's very true. But, I mean, Beresford is a nice character. He bumps his nose, which is an amazing gag. And the fact he's a Jamaican crane is amazing. His Jamaican accent is on point. They should have called him Sebastian. He should have been called Sebastian. I'm not joking. Sebastian the Crane. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't get it, that's a Little Mermaid reference. Yeah, they should have called him Sebastian. It would have made sense. Journey Beyond Sodor. The musical number's pretty good. Frankie and Hurricane as the villains is amazing. Theo is so cute. I love him. Theo is an amazing character. Like, are you getting scrapped? He reminds me a little bit of Frankenstein in the fact, well, he, out of all the experimental engines, reminds me of Frankenstein the most. Because he, like, teeters along the rails. He's a bit like Trevor. He's a bit like Trevor and... I don't know. He's a bit like Trevor and... Yeah, he's a bit like Trevor had a baby with a train or something. I wish we saw 16 in JBS. Oh, 16, what a character. For those of you who don't know, 16 was a J94 austerity in the episode Cab Over Wheels, in the book Cab Over Wheels, where we get Wilbert the Forest Engine. It's amazing. I love it. You know, it's brilliant. But it has its downsides. Journey Beyond Sodor. The plot was good, but it was poorly portrayed in some areas. Overall, like, yeah, but it was okay. I liked it. It was good, you know. It was a good film in the overall part, in my opinion. And now we get to the worst of all. Cameron, do you know what this is going to be?
Yeah.
Yep, Big World, Big Adventures. The worst thing ever. Disgraceful.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're going there. So this film was tragic. We get Thomas. I mean, literally, apparently this film was inspired by some little kid who said Thomas goes nowhere. Hello, Misty Island, the mainland, twice. He goes to a castle, a quarry. I mean, what more do these spoiled brats want? Jesus. The older side of the fandom got annoyed, I tell you. There's so much I could go on about this film, but it would take too long. Overall, it's horrible. I hate it. It's just bad overall. You know, I can't with this film. It's just awful. Oh God. I mean, the producers of the film, like Ian McHugh, even said that this film is to expand Thomas and Friends to different countries, like China and Kenya, which is obviously why we get Nia. But still, it's ridiculous. Okay, Nia's a dodgy character. Nia's a dodgy character. And the fact she replaces Edward and frickin' Rebecca is replacing Henry. Why? Choking. I'm okay. Still, why? You got rid of Henry and... I mean, if they asked me, they should have got rid of Toby, because he does bloody nothing. And Percy, because he's a pussy. Seriously. Why? Blubber, yes. In Haha, the kid wanted Thomas to go to heaven. Very true. But still, it was a tragic film. Best way I could put it. Tragic. Like, yeah, I'm going to call it Blubber. Blubber in general, like BWBA, Blubber, you know, funny. He was horrible. Like, seasons 23 and 24, kicking out Edward and Henry triggered me to the ends of the earth. I mean, we do get something nice from season 24. The 75th anniversary, Thomas and the Royal Engine, is really nice. I mean, people didn't like it. I thought it was nice, you know. We get Prince Harry with the book at the start, you know, which is nice. You know, we get Prince Harry, you know, he's a nice guy. But obviously, after that, we obviously get introduced to Duchess of Loughborough, who's a nice character. She's a laugh. She's a bit dopey, like a lot of the other characters. But overall, it worked well with her. She was a good character, in my opinion. Yeah. Big World, Big Adventures was tragic. Thomas and Friends Season 25 is meant to come back in 2021. And if ABC and if Arc Animation can't pull it out the bag, then I am done. Not with Thomas and Friends, but I will never watch the official series again. Like, I will quit the series. Like, not my series. I will quit the Thomas and Friends official series because it's so bad. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. The animation, I mean, I like these the rivet details. Like, they're okay, but they don't really work. The start of CGI, the animation was poor. Around the mid-2010s, it was in its prime. But towards the end of the 2010s, we reached absolute rock bottom, which is where we're at right now. So yeah, everybody, thanks for watching me have a half an hour long rant about why I think the 2010s have been pretty bad. Or why they were pretty bad. I'll say 2020. I'm sorry. If the 2020s are bad for Thomas and Friends, then I will be going to Mattel myself. I will be nuking their office. Because I'm done. Okay? Like, long story. I hate it. I hate it. I hate Big World, Big Adventures. They need to cut it from existence. Okay? Long story short, cut it from existence. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching a whiny armchair and his best friend have a rant about why Thomas and Friends 2010 has been pretty bad. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boy.